The idea that every action has a reaction or consequence is a fundamental principle that underpins our very existence. It's a dynamic that works in the obvious realm of material reality as well as the unseen dimensions of spiritual forces. Both are relevant to its operation. It is essential for anyone who wants to bring about meaningful change, either in their own lives or in the world at large, to have a solid understanding of this interaction between different factors. One can draw parallels between the relationship between causes and effects and a tree. The cause, which is the unseen spiritual forces that shape our reality, is represented by the roots, which are buried deep beneath the soil. The effects, or the tangible outcomes, that we encounter in our day-to-day lives are represented by the branches and fruits of the tree. The health of the material world is dependent on the spiritual forces that constitute its cause in the same way that the health of a tree is dependent on the health of its roots. The concept of a cosmic tree can be found in spiritual traditions such as Kabbalah, where it is used as a metaphor for the structure of the universe. The quote attributed to Rabbi Isaac Luria that describes a tree as the Torah, and each leaf as receiving the soul of a righteous person highlights the interconnectedness that exists between the spiritual and material realms. Due to the interconnected nature of these problems, it appears that the only way to effect meaningful change is to target the underlying causes rather than merely the symptoms. The power of intention can be seen as a driving force in the formation of reality. It follows naturally from the cause and shapes the elemental building blocks of the effect. The picture that we have of reality is created in large part by the strokes of intention that are applied to the material world, which functions essentially as a canvas. This idea is of utmost significance when taking into account the function of language as a medium for both the internal and external transformation of individuals. Language acts as a connection between the world we experience internally and the world we experience externally. Because of this, we are able to plant spiritual seeds in the fertile ground of our consciousness, thereby programming our minds with words that are uplifting and encouraging. These seeds not only have an effect on each of our unique minds, but they also permeate the collective consciousness and have an effect on the fabric of our common experience. The power of cause and effect can also be accessed through other channels, such as the acquisition and utilization of spiritual knowledge. This process reveals our dormant potential, which in turn reawakens the light that encircles our souls and strengthens our connection to a state in which we are wholly realized. When we devote ourselves to the study of spiritual doctrines, we gradually reveal our true nature, which in turn causes a change in our external appearance. Even though working toward change is a worthy goal, it is absolutely necessary to be aware of the potential risks involved. Changes that are only skin deep can result when one only focuses on changing the outcomes on the surface without addressing the underlying causes. Protests and revolutions may bring about immediate change, but they frequently lack the capacity to address the underlying spiritual forces that shape our reality. These forces are responsible for much of what we experience in the world. The mind functions as the nerve center of the process of creating reality. A change in our habits of thought as well as our intentions is necessary for true transformation. We can set in motion a series of shifts that reverberate throughout the fabric of reality by cultivating a state of mind that is characterized by peace, love, and compassion. This evolution in the spiritual forces that shape our world is triggered as a result of our world coming into alignment with higher spiritual principles. A path toward change that is both significant and long-lasting can be found by developing an understanding of the dynamic relationship between causes and their effects. We can bring about a transformation that resonates throughout the material world if we concentrate on the underlying causes, which include our thoughts, intentions, and spiritual principles. A change in the very fabric of reality itself can be attributed to the fact that our inner transformation acts as the catalyst for an external metamorphosis. As a result, we put ourselves in the position of being active co-creators, molding a new reality that is congruent with the principles of togetherness, compassion, and positivity.